This video will be about DEXs with the hype of ASTER. I think everybody has seen it the last month. It's been absolutely exploding. It's been all over the timeline for me. I think everybody has seen it. We're going to looking at other DEXs, potential low caps. Let's see what the hype is all about, and let's see if this is just hype or does it have long-lasting potential. And I will give you my views on the topic as well. First of all, let's start with the goat himself. As he said, let's see what he says about the topic.
Hey, not every, we shouldn't just we're not married to a centralized. I'm not married to a centralized chain. That's not the goal. That's just a means to provide access. We invest very heavily in decentralized exchanges, the DEX perps, blockchain development, and also many other ecosystem players, etc. So I think the decentralized DEX perps are a huge market, as you mentioned, and I think that's just getting started. There's so much more to do. I think the current model where everything's fully transparent may or may not be the best model. Because you can see a big whale putting a $300 million short. But the guy who really want to do 300 million short, we want you to see it, right? So the guy who putting that there,
yeah, there's a game. There's for sure a game.
It's for the effect. Whereas real large traders like institutions, so that's why traditionally stock pools are way bigger than what we call order book, right? So so I think there's a lot of room to grow, but I do think that future is decentralized. So I think I've said this many times. In the future, Texas is bigger than and we want to invest heavily in those areas. Yeah, we want to invest in the things that will disrupt our business.
How are you? Are you already in the process of doing that?
Oh yeah, we invested in multiple DEX perps, etc. But now I'm not running them anymore. We're generally just minority investors.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah. Because very often recently it's been the reputation like, oh, a coin gets listed on a center.
Yeah, he said quite some interesting things there. First, of course, this video came out afterwards after he already pushed ASTER. But here he clearly says that that they're investing quite some DEXs already, perp DEXs, regular DEXs, and he actually believes it's the future, and it's going to be bigger than centralized exchanges. So yeah, since that says that, you want to listen, and that's what everybody has been doing. But everybody, we had quite some DEXs that I will show you on the chart as well that has been exploding the last weeks. Mainly this interview was quite a kickoff, I would say. Everybody was sharing this, and then the reason, why is he saying this, that there will be a future? Well, one case, which I'm clearly quite bullish on myself, is that these exchanges and DEXs, they both just make a lot of revenue from the fees. So I will show you a revenue overview here as well. But it just shows how much income they are generating. And for the centralized exchanges, a lot of those the revenue goes back to the company, of course. There's a lot of people working, paid. For BNB, they have, of course, token and a great token economy, which also reflects the success of BNB. But when you have a decentralized exchange, there's much more room to spend the earnings either on buybacks or on the ecosystem itself, because it costs a lot less to maintain an operation like that. So I think that that's one reason, I believe, why I agree with him that taxes are going to be huge, and they're already huge, of course, but it's just going to be increasing until they're matching the biggest exchanges on point. So that will be quite interesting to see, and also the revenue models, because there's so many options that protocol can take. Protocol like Hyperliquid is already using it on buybacks, of course, which as a token holder is very beneficial. But there's so many ways. If you earn so much, that you can do revenue share for your users. You can do kind of rate back. There's all kinds of ways where you can spend that revenue on. which it goes actually back to the crypto youth instead of just people at the top or the centralized entities. So that's very interesting. Well, of course, we had the ASTER. Binance was congratulating them, I think at 17 cent or something. Yeah, I saw it at like 30 or 40 cent. Fortunately, I didn't buy it, but it kept on going to 250 and it's now offering around $2. I think it's around 2 billion or something already. Yeah, so this is had quite a run already, but I'm going to show the revenue they make or the revenue piece on a daily basis, and then you see that it actually could have a lot more potential easily. There they have a airdrop period going on. They had multiple periods, but there's another one. Let me see if they show you already. Yeah, this is another. This was an earlier period, but they're doing another airdrop. Yeah, they're doing it in different periods. So there's more ways to actually gain uh, the token, and that's simply to use their platform. That's using the perpetuals, trading, which volume, of course, is the main benefactor in this case. So if you're interested in getting the token and if you're an existing prep trader, you're switching to ASTER could be very good because you're farming the airdrop there. So that's something I wanted to include for everybody. So be aware. Just research the terms and conditions. They have multiple periods. This is the previous period, and they're running one till the end of at least the end of this year. So check that out for sure if you're a trader, because that could be very beneficial, and that's something that why a lot of people are trading also. Then let's go to the revenue, like I was talking about. So here are the derivative protocols. Let me go one step back. Yeah, here you can see, you can sort here. I'm on DeFi Llama. This is a great place to do research where you can find other DEXs as well. And you see these in 24 hours surpassing Tether, which is absolutely insane. If you compare this also, Tether has always been on top with earning fees. You see here the definition how the protocols earn. So it's also quite interesting to see. And yeah, the next DEX is actually Uniswap. And as you can see, almost 6 times as much, which is actually quite crazy. Of course, you have a lot of people farming the airdrop, but still, this is absolutely nuts. Let's see if it can compete on the 7-day chart, which it also does. Yeah, this is absolutely crazy. 93 million in fees in 7 days. So that's that's just remarkable. They haven't announced the buyback programs yet, but they're quite likely to do that. Yeah, you can just imagine even a portion of that revenue going back in, and they're actually starting to compete with Hyperliquid now for market cap wise. If you ask me, you see these stats. Of course, it's very early in the protocol, but yeah, looks absolutely crazy. And you can see here the other DEXs. Jupiter also has perps, of course, normal spot trading, and they're also very earning a lot. So yeah, this is a great place to do research, and you can see here. Then of course, Pump Fund also does big buybacks. Pancake. So you see, DEXs are still one of the main earning protocols. They're quite at the top together with Circle and Tether, of course. So this is also a great place to do your own research to find new gems. A lot of these protocols have already been running, especially some perp DEXs, which everybody dived on. You know, people missed ASTER and people saw CZ comments and video, and everybody hopped on it. You can go to the derivatives section here, and then you can see basically all the perp platforms. And then you can, good way to do research is then to select the fee. So you can see which are quite high. Then you can see, then you go to the price. How much is it compared to the actual market cap? You see actually here market cap TVL ratio, which would also be interesting. GMX is one on Arbitrum, which is actually has not run yet. I will show you the chart. That one could be quite interesting. Avantis already had a run because of this height. Same thing with Apex protocol. This is the one that's backed by Bybit. I will show you the chart soon as well. This one actually run this week. I think it did a 10x already, which is quite nuts. Bluefin, this one is on Sui, has been running as well. So yeah, this is the way to go. Look, I'm not saying go ahead and buy these coins that have done many X's. It's very dangerous. You need to know what you're doing there. But this is a great place to research, so you can see which ones are missing. So check the market cap, check the volumes, check the fees. Check the user base. User experience is very important as well. How does it look? How is the usage? So this is the way to go about it by searching new projects. DeFi Llama, it's very good. Then another way which people have been looking at now, CZ is back in the news. He's back full on track in crypto. Here are 20 projects, tradable tokens that GZI Labs, which is backed by CZ, was invested over the past years. It's also quite interesting to look at these protocols. There's no guarantees. This is a lot of different sectors, but this could also supply you with a place to research. Here, another one, Sodai GZI Lab investments, especially low market cap ones. So you want to look at the ones that, if they have a Binance perp listing, that's particularly quite interesting because you've seen a lot of protocols that are low cap. And if they're on perps, like especially Binance perps or even spot listings, they're very easily manipulable from big whales, especially if GZI Labs is behind this. They have pushed some crazy tokens, low cap tokens. So this could be another venue to research. Then I found this one. This one hasn't run yet. Could potentially be very interesting. So it has all the vectors. It's been invested by GZI Labs. It's a perp DEX, liquidity hub, didn't get shilled yet. Revenue in the millions. So it's only around 50 million market cap. So that's quite an interesting one to look at. It has not run yet. It had a small run actually, but then with the dump last week, dumped back down. Now it's just consolidating. In my opinion, it looks quite good. The place, quite good user experience. So this could potentially be a runner. Then Bluefin also, perp DEX, they have a lot of pools. This one has been run quite a bit as well. It's on Sui, but it's only still like 50 million mark. So it's still very small. It's one of the few ones on Sui. Then we got a tweet there. CZ launched ASTER, says in an interview he's happily moving away from CEX to DEX. 5 days later, SEC creates a new rule to allow CZ to run a DEX with no compliance. Just a case for very bullish.
In that sense, it's actually kind of good that I'm forced now to spend time on the centralized exchange. But now I can actually have more time to contribute to the decentralized ecosystem. In that sense, it's actually kind of good.
So yeah, he's been repeating what he said in the previous interview as well. He just is a big fan of these taxes and sees the future and puts the money where his mouth is. So you don't want to be fading CZ there. Let's go over some of the CEXs of the perp DEXs. I mean, that have been running quite a bit. This one is actually absolutely nuts, absolutely crazy. The mix, I think everybody has seen it. Also perp DEX, and it did 2 of those repeaters. I think it's been 20x. Both did 20x as a leg, which is absolutely insane because the market cap just keeps on multiplying. So absolutely like nothing. In 2 days, it went all the way up there, which is absolutely nuts. Let's take the X's here. This is from the breakout. Yeah, that's 17,000%, which is absolutely nuts. Actually, the person, the Rose on Telegram posted this. I was on a holiday. I saw her posting this actually around here before the break. I think it's probably one of the craziest calls, but she actually has really good calls, which is interesting to check out. But let's continue. Then, of course, we had ASTER, also good momentum. The first days were actually the best ones to buy when it was not listed on here even yet, because you could only buy it on the ASTER exchange itself. And basically means that's a sign that it's undervalued, even though it went to 50 cents from 10 cents already. Because there's always a lot of people that saw it already, but don't want to do the effort to put their money on there. Bridge if needed. And so a lot of people were waiting for exchanges and they had to pay a higher price. So yeah, the chart was obviously quite bullish. Now we're consolidating here and it's just a waiting game. But if you look at the fees, in my opinion, we're likely to go higher. So let's see how it plays out. As you can see the chart here, this is clear pattern forming. And let's see what it does. If we can actually break out here, I expect us to run quite hard again. Then this one ran also as well on the speculation news, quite a run, 2.5K. But actually retraced the entire move, which is quite interesting. That's quite fast while that happened. Usually it will take a little bit longer, but this was clearly a pure hype move. This is probably an area where you can start to see a little bit bounce because it's taken out this order block. You likely going to see some bounce. So this could be if you're in some quick gains, could be potential area of interest. Then this one, basically did the same thing. Did it 10x in like 1 or 2 days. This is the Bybit variant, which absolutely run hard. Everybody forgot about it. As you can see, it's taken out this move here, and now it's facing resistance here. Quite an interesting chart. As you can see, it took out the entire move here. You can see here this liquidation wick took out the entire low, which is quite interesting. Then it recovered, and now in one candle, we're back again. So I wouldn't buy this, of course, here, but if you got in here, it's a great entry. But like I said, that's the thing, right? You have a new narrative, and then, for example, after starts to run, and that's the time where you want to be going researching. You need to. You cannot just rely on Twitter or YouTube videos. You need to know where can I start my own research. Where do I need to look for? For example, in this case, DeFi Llama would have been a great area because in protocol rankings you would have found ATX protocol. You can see all the statistics. Of course, it would have been ranked lower in volume and fees and stuff, but that doesn't matter. You could see it is backed by Bybit and everything. So that's the way to go about it to get your research going. All right, I think I've been over everything. Oh no, I have a few more charts left. Then we have a very long consolidation. This one probably still take a while. It can even take some months. But this is of course the main DEX from the BNB ecosystem, PancakeSwap. I think everybody knows it. And this chart looks like a typical accumulation pattern for a very long time. And once you start to break out here, you could actually see really impulsive move to this area would be an area of interest. So Cake, if you missed it, and it's quite a safe spot token. As you can see, it's just stable, consolidating, but it could very well run. And you can also farm yield on there if you have the token stake, I think. So that's quite interesting. Then I showed you Bluefin, also a great chart. As you can see, it's very typical pattern. It went all the way up to the end. Here we had the breakout, then we had the last retest week. You're buying it here, you're at 2.5x already, which is quite good. You can see here now these moving averages starts to move below here. Possibly see. Yeah, there's not much resistance here. So now this is the main resistance, as you can see. And that's the thing. We're not cleared here yet. But once you start to clear above and you start to retest, that's an area that's very interesting because there's no, this area, there's very little resistance up here. So you're here, some resistance, but then here's the next one. So this move, you can actually see almost 2 to 3x if we flip this. So keep an eye on this. Then TAE, this is the one I showed you. Looks also like accumulation, but yeah, I had surprised that the backtest here would have helped, but it doesn't seem the case so far yet. Yeah, so this is, as you can see, this is very much an accumulated chart. So the chart is quite good, user experience as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see this running at some point. You can also chart it like this, actually. So in this case, it's not the front yet. So keep an eye on this one. Then GMX. This is a good one because this one was one of the biggest ones, one of the biggest names, one of the first, perp DEXs. It was trading a lot higher, so everybody was buying this. I'm surprised this hasn't run yet, except for this candle here, which is imagine having your orders here. But this is very interesting. For wicks like this, it's always good to just something extra to have certain sell orders. Sometimes wicks like this happen. It's very rare, but imagine having a sell order here. You can just, even if you're you don't really want to sell it, you can always do it like this. There's no harm in not doing it. The potential to detect some of these wicks quite interesting. All right, that's it. Hope you get some interest from it. You got some value to do your own research, because that's important, of course. And if you like the video, make sure to subscribe. Let's grow the channel together. Okay, have a good one. Good evening.